Hello everybody and welcome to the A-Banks Lake. I'm the A-Bank. This is episode 4 of our Furvilla video tutorial walkthrough. Now we are going to be going over the intermediate careers. If you want to know more about beginner careers or basic careers or anything else to do with the site, please go back and watch previous videos. So without any further ado, let's get started. So last time we went over animal husbandry and warriors, and that was super fun. But now we're going to do the intermediate stuff. And in case it's not obvious, in case you haven't figured it out already, these are obviously ranked in level of not necessarily difficulty, but monetary value. So without having somebody doing the Explorer basic career, you're not really going to be able to do the intermediate careers. You can do the basic careers without them. You don't need anything from the Explorer in order to do animal husbandry or warriorness, but without things, like they bounce off of each other. They help. The intermediate stuff you absolutely cannot do without other things. So first one is going to be construction. This is again one of my personal favorites. I have a lot. It's about 50-50 actually. I like some of them. I don't like some of them. So construction it's pretty important because if you wanted to buy these things out of user stalls, they're going to be pretty expensive. And I don't know if you remembered the first episode when I showed you how to buy things. That might have been the second episode. I searched for houses and it was like $300,000 for cash in order to buy a house. Well, I can make a house for a lot less than that. You can also build stables, which are used for animal husbandry, and pots, which are used for herbalism, which I'm going to get to later in this episode. So it tells you up here what your skill is. I'm at 425. This increases by 5 for every house you build. I believe it increases by 3 for every stable you build, and by 1 for every pot you build. And then how much wood you currently have on hand. I only have 24 wood right now because I've been really bad and I haven't been exploring very much. Mostly because all of my characters have not been on their explorer career because they're getting ready to help you guys out. So, unfortunately, I cannot afford to build any of these things. But if I wanted to, I would click on the item that I wanted to build. It would have a pop-up window, and I would be able to tell it I want to use 14 wooden slabs and 10 stone slabs and blah, 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 all the other slabs until I get 350. So despite the fact that it says slab, they are wood. It's confusing. Yeah, you're not building with lumber, which is something that you can get out of your explorers, but that's not what you're building with. So don't sell your stone and wood slabs and all these other things if you want to have a carpenter. So then you'll hit continue. It'll pop up here with a little thing saying you're doing the thing, and then it'll have a countdown clock until you're done. You can also repair as a construction worker rather than build. So say I wanted to repair a structure that I had on hand. I don't think I have any, but if I did, it would pop up the item here. It would tell me how many wood it would take to repair it, and then I could do it there. So I'm going to say that I want to repair one of the stables in my animal husbanders. So you can either repair, if it's a physical item in your inventory, you can repair it here through his page. If it's not, if it's still attached to the character, you'll want to make sure that your construction worker is your active villager. And you do that by going to their page, hit set as active, and he'll become your active worker over here. And then you can go into your animal husbandry or herbologist, and you can do sort by stable durability. It'll pop up with the least, the one that's taken the most amount of damage. You'll click on that and hit the little repair down here at the bottom. It'll pop up saying this is the structure you're repairing. It's going to cost 15 wood to repair in 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do 14 frozen wood slabs and 1 stone slab and continue. So he is now rebuilding this. It'll be complete in 7.5 minutes. It said 15 minutes earlier, but because he's so high level at this, it actually doesn't even take him that long. So then if you go to his page, it'll show you here that this is what he is building, and it'll be complete in 6 minutes and 44 seconds. This is super fancy. I will let you know they did not have this back in my day. They didn't have this. You just had to like look at the clock and add the time in and figure it out yourself. So that's the construction worker. Something else that you can do is put him up, his services up for sale in the market. So you can say that, I'm willing to fix your houses for 1 fur cash per durability point. Or you can do for dollars if you really want to trick people, which is how I accidentally spent a lot of fur dollars. If you have something that needs repairing and you don't have a carpenter, if you don't want to go through the time and effort of doing it yourself, because you do have to build up these skills, you can have other people do it for you. So as you can see, or as you saw here, this one has 214 originally, this one has 217, and you might be thinking like, well, why do some have more durability than others? That's based on who created it. 250 is the max, and 250 was probably made by somebody like Krava who has more than 250 skill points. This one here that's only 110 was either made before he got up there or made by somebody else. Same thing with houses and herbalist pots. So say that you don't want to deal with having a carpenter yourself, you will go to the town hall up here, and then the actual town hall button, or you can just click the main Furvilla logo, and then you go down here to the community, and this will take you to the item museum, all this extra little stuff. That's actually not where you want to go. You want to go to commerce. That's the next one down. And maintenance market, the third one with the little wrench. That's the one that you want. So you'll click that, and you'll be able to search here for everybody that will fix the things for you. You can do it based on, I specifically have a house, and I want to see people that'll fix houses for me. So this person here has 500 skill points. Odds are they're going to be like on top of this. So I'm going to ask them to repair my structure. I want this house repaired. This one here. It costs 7 wood and it's going to take 7 minutes for them to repair. So I have to spend the wood, not them. And then I'm going to end up paying them 7 fur cash, which if I hit continue, it'll be telling me just kind of an overview. This is the one being repaired. This is what I'm paying. This is what I'm actually paying. And this job is going to be done in 3.5 minutes because this person is so good. And I'm paying with 9 fur cash because I am getting 9 durability points done. And their price was per durability point. So now that person comes off the market because they're no longer eligible because you can only fix one thing at a time. You can see these sad little smiley faces or little frowny faces here saying that this person is ill, which means that it's going to take them twice as long to fix whatever it is. And you want somebody with a higher skill. Giving somebody with a lower skill the ability to up their skill is a really nice thing to do, but they're not going to be very good at it. So if I went to Najee here and asked them, and asked them to repair an item for me, it's going to take a lot longer than somebody over here with like 330 skill points. So that's the general gist of construction working. So the next one is herbology. So for herbology, in case it's not obvious, you plant seeds, you harvest crops, and then you use those crops for other things like making potions and making medicines. And you can also sell them straight out. But in order to plant a seed, you have to have a seed, which is where you get things from the explorer. The explorer finds seeds out and about. You can also purchase seeds if you want seeds from other villages. You can purchase them from other people. So once you have seeds in your inventory, you'll go back here, you'll hit this, click on a pot, and hit plant seed. And it'll come up with all of the options here of all of the plants that you have to make or to put down. So some take longer than others. The claw beets here is a super rare seed. It's going to take 240 minutes for it to grow, and it's going to yield roughly 1 to 2 claw beets. If I went and picked the strange celery, it's uncommon, so it's going to yield 3 to 7, and it's only going to take 60 minutes. The unusual pineapple here is common. It's only going to take half an hour, and it's going to do 5 to 10. So I'm going to just plant that. And I'm not going to sit here for the whole time, but in half an hour, it's going to pop up being ready. And in order to harvest it, you're just going to click on it again, and it'll automatically be harvestable. And there'll be an option. Once, if you have a whole bunch of things harvested at once, brain fart. Okay, there's also this multi-plant option down here. I have 90 empty pots, so I can hit the multi-plant, and I can tell it I want to make 10 ploufs, and 9 pineapples, and 2 mandrakes, and I'm going to plant those. And these are all the ones that I planted. And they are all here, and they are ready to go. And so just like you can multi-plant, you can multi-harvest, and that button will pop up here, and it'll just automatically harvest all of those for you. So I didn't go over it with animal husbandry, but you can master things like seeds and animals, which just means that you're better at it than like somebody that hasn't done anything. So if you go to your seed book, you can see all of the things that you have planted, how many times, what you've yielded, blah, blah, blah. So plouf balls come from my village. I have harvested 880 of them, which is a lot. I have 100% mastery. That means every time, no matter what, anytime I plant a plouf ball seed, I'm going to get something out of it. I'm going to get 5 to 10 out of it. If it was less than 100%, that is the percentage likelihood that you're going to get, like that it's going to succeed. And it always starts at 50, and for every successful harvest, it goes up by 5%. So something that's super rare, like I've only harvested 21 of these, which is actually a pretty low number considering, but it's still 100% mastery. So I'm going to succeed every time I try. And you can plant seeds from any village. You just have to trade with other people to get them. So you can see here, I have mastered almost all of the seeds. It looks like I still need 3 more successes on a dead bow plant. And 2 more on the sunflowers. I actually didn't know that, otherwise I probably would have been paying more attention to that. So I need to go find somebody to trade with. I probably shouldn't have. Oh, I didn't. So I'm going to find somebody to trade those with, or just purchase them outright until I get 100% mastery. That's herbology. Actually not that exciting. But you can also like pull up just the ones from each city if you want to see how many you have left to master. So next up is crafting. I actually have never played with a crafter, so this is going to be kind of me just talking out my butt. I've actually never played with a crafter, so I'm just going to kind of go over it logistically. Yeah, but I actually don't even have a crafter active, so I'm going to change Zion here because I can. I'm going to switch him out to a crafter because that is what he started as back before I realized that I needed to have an explorer to start with. He was originally a crafter. So I'm going to select that career, and that's how you switch careers. Super easy. Go to View All, and click on it. You can change every hour, probably on the hour. Yeah. You can only change every hour, so make sure that when you do change, it's something that like you're actually going to use. So where did he go? Right here. Crafter. Oh, that's upsetting. So in order for certain people like crafters and doctors and alchemists and blacksmiths to be able to do anything, they have to know recipes. So you have to go buy the recipes from your respective shop. So as a crafter, I'm going to go to Ye Olde Makeables. And I'm going to purchase, let's see, what do I want? I'm going to purchase the Royal Crown Blueprint. I'm going to offer 90 gold, and it worked. So now that I have that purchased, I'm going to go into my inventory by hitting Commerce, and then Inventory, and I can, this is actually not something that I've showed you guys, but the inventory here, you can also sort this by type. So I specifically want to look at recipes. And there it is. So I will click on the recipe, and it's automatically going to ask me if I want to teach it to the highest ordered person that can learn it. So if you have 2 or 3 and you want to teach it to somebody specific, the only way to be sure, well, 1, read it, but 2, make them your active villager. But because he's my only one, this is the one that it asks about. So I'm going to teach him this recipe, and it takes it up, and now he knows it. So I get to go back in here, and he can make the royal crown. So I want to learn how to make the royal crown. Or now I know how to make the royal crown. Now I'm going to make it. So this takes 1 kingly gemstone, 100 sun coins, and 250 fur cash. If you don't have the items available in your inventory, it's going to be grayed out like this. If you do have it, then you can see it's all shiny here. Sun coins are something that you get from warriors, and gemstones are something that you get from exploring. So this is one of those things that kind of comes together and needs things from multiple places. So this really gets you either delving into different careers for all of your characters, or working with other people in order to get and buy the things that you need, or trading and selling. You know, say you have an herbalist and you've got tons and tons of seeds, you can trade seeds for sun coins, or you have tons of plants, whatever. So I can't currently craft this because I only have 1 sun coin and I need 100, so poop. I do not have the necessary reagents, but if I did, it would pop up with a little thing here that would say craft, and it would take 30 minutes, and just like with Krava over here, it would go away. It would pop up a thing here saying you are currently making this, and it would have the countdown, and in 30 minutes you could come back and finish it, and then this item would automatically go into your inventory. Crafts, like created items like this, are useful for making costumes, which we will go over in the next episode. So that is the way that the 3 intermediate classes work. So the next episode, and probably final episode, we'll be going over the artisan level, which is the most advanced and the most fun. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!